Good morning, everybody. It is 5:56, January 20th. We are at Michael J. Stott's Field for the matchup between Team Gray and Team Green. Playing on Team Gray today is Derek Hayes for John Campbell, Paul Anderson for Will Jackson, Bill Jones, Liam Jones, Captain Chris Lane, Heath Moore, Brian Murphy, Tim Murphy, Tamis Peterson, and Travis Schaefer.
Over on Team Green, we've got Alan Morris, Phil Fuchs, Rowdy Brian Dowling, Marcus Kennedy, Connor Drelishark, Kevin Hobbins, Fergal Crowley, Eli Berg, Mark Smith, and Craig Wagner.
The standings in the league are currently Gray 1-0, Green 0-0, Blue 0-0, and Team Maroon 0-1. I was able to actually play in the game last week on Team Maroon against Team Gray, and it was blatantly obvious that Brian Murphy was their biggest threat. So what do you think that, knowing this, what do you think Green has to do today?
I think Green's got a pretty good up front with Alan Morris and Phil Fuchs, and kind of Rowdy's pretty big threat too. I think it's going to be actually a pretty big loss losing Campbell and Paul, or bringing in Paul in big loss.
Yeah.
There. So I mean, Paul's a great player as well, but
It's true.
having Jackson up front is a really big threat. Just big guy, tough to cover. So that's going to be it's going to hurt Gray a little bit today.
I think everybody watching last week saw just how much of a threat Brian Murphy was, and I think that Green might figure that out. One mistake that Maroon didn't do last week that we talked about was we probably should have had a designated person running around with Brian Murphy out there. I think that might have shifted the tides a lot for Maroon's favor, and it was a very close game. And but it is a team effort. Everyone's playing out there.
I think having Green stick either Rowdy or Marcus Kennedy over on Murphy is going to help them a lot today. It's going to be a definitely big guy to mark. It's going to be one of their tough ones.
For sure. Who do you think they're going to stick on Alan Morris? What do you think they're going to do about that?
That's going to be a tough one. I don't know. No matter whoever you put on Alan, it's going to be somebody that's got to block down, stick really tight to him.
Yeah.
You give Alan an inch, he's gonna take a mile, and
it's true.
Chris Lane
is a great defender, but he can't stick with them all game. He's got to go on runs, and everybody gets tired. So
yeah, Chris is able to muscle his way in pretty much anywhere, and he's going to be a good help on defense for sure. But yeah, well, interested to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, 30 seconds left until game start. I myself, being on Team Maroon, am a huge Team Green fan. I'd like to see Gray get one loss under their belt so they can be as close to my team as possible. But as a blue guy, you have a fresh start. Who do you want to see win?
I am good either way, and honestly, in the interest of keeping a tight league, I'd kind of like to see Green pull it out here today too.
Would too.
So, whistle blue, we are, buzzer blue. We are getting ready to just get set up for our first 25-minute half here.
So in the booth today, we have myself, Connor Jones,
and Logan Spillner.
Reffing the game today appears to be,
not sure yet.
Not quite sure yet, but it looks like Pete Drury is on scoreboard with David Dodge on the bench over there.
Do we get Mr. Dunford himself?
Oh, wow. It just might be.
Another big threat with Gray is always Bill Jones back in goal. He's a huge save every game. He's always good for at least 2 or 3 goals that you give up with almost anybody else.
He did have a very good game last game. For those of you that watched the last game on YouTube, you could see my frustration as he blocked every one of my goal attempts. And last week, I did go for points a lot. I decided, you know what, this game I'm gonna try to point as much as I can, and it actually did not work out very well. I think indoor is a game of goals, working hard for the goals, and if you just can't, if you got a wall of 4 people in front of you, you got no passes open, then I think that's the time to take your point. But goals, 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 most important thing in indoor. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. It's such a short, tight field that goals become fast.
Mm-hmm.
Points are easy, goals are fast and hard. And it's such a small box, it's easy to cover, especially for a guy like Bill Jones who's been doing this for so long.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the referee is Ross Dunford, and we're getting ready for the throw-in. Here we go. All right, gets past Rowdy and Brian,
Right.
Drillishek and Tree fighting for it. Rowdy tries to pass up, but it bounces out of bounds.
Must have bounced it off somebody.
Yeah, I think it bounced off Derek. All right, Alan Morris fighting for it with Chris Lane.
A bit of a trip up there. Careful on the boards.
That'd be, I believe.
And that
the Slitter is out of play again. Off Gray again, I believe. Looks like Green is setting up for the sideline cut. Alan Morris taking the sideline cut from the corner. Alan Morris shot on goal, stopped by Bill Jones. Chris Lane trying to collect in front of the goal. Stopped by Connor Drillishek. Connor running through the middle. Rowdy putting a move on. Collected by Derek. Derek breaking away. Stopped by Connor Drillishek. Brian tries to collect, can't, to Brian Dowling now. Little scrum. Murphy comes away with it. Right up to Paul Anderson, who puts a shot on. Stopped by Phil Fuchs. Phil Fuchs in the corner to Marcus Kennedy. Marcus Kennedy clears it up the field to a running Alan Morris. Alan Morris tries to go to Rowdy, but is stopped by Brian Murphy. Connor shot on goal, deflected by Tree. Brian Murphy taking his time and makes a good pass up to the corner, right up, but a little too much over Paul Anderson's head. Phil to a new player, Eli, covered by Tree. Eli still going at it.
Through there.
Alan Morris comes in, tries to scoop, but can't quite make it.
Looks like we're having some of those
Brian on Brian action over there.
Early morning, early seasons.
Yeah, early season rust still knocking off for some of the players on the lifts. It appears to be Eli in the corner. Excuse me, that's Connor Drillishek in the corner.
Brian Murphy comes out with that and passes it up the field, right into the waiting arms of Marcus Kennedy.
Marcus running up the field, still covered by Tree. Tree's long legs giving a big advantage of pursuit of attacking people.
Great block down by Derek Hayes there.
Attempted to go to Paul Anderson, but collected by Marcus Kennedy in the corner. Now, Connor D. What is he going to do with it here? That might be twice to the hand, Ross. Got to watch that, Ross. Not sure. We'll have to see the tape.
And I got the lift there.
There must be another new recruit, Mark Smith. Covered by Tree, and Tree is all over the place this game. Up and down.
Somehow Murph came out with that. That's
Murphy takes his point.
Nice long point.
You don't see that a lot, but when Murphy's covered heavily, he will take his point. Most of the time, you do see him breaking down the field looking for that goal-scoring opportunity.
Oh.
All right, Phil Fuchs to puck it out. Phil Fuchs to the corner, ricochets perfectly into the arms of keeper Bill Jones.
Puts it right into the rafters
Bill
at midfield.
looking for a point, wants to get on that stat sheet, it looked like, but a little too strong. Hit the ceiling.
It's so easy to do here, especially from goalie when you try to get a nice long puck out. I tried my hand at goalie once here, and I hit the ceiling damn near every other time that I pucked out.
That's everybody. Everybody has time. So it's about 4.5 minutes in, 1-0 for Maroon. That shot is deflected. A shot on goal by Alan Morris, deflected by Chris into the arms of Bill Jones. Bill Jones right up the sideline and tries to puck it out, but gets hooked. Bill Jones still going in. Oh, he goes for the goal, but just wide.
Comes back
Derek
out
Hayes running through the middle, turns to his left, collected by Phil. Now Phil's taken off. Phil covered by Derek and Tree.
Got a bit of a trip there by Tree, so Phil should be getting a free.
He wants to take. He takes the sideline. Marcus Kennedy deciding where he wants to go with it, right to an open Alan Morris. Alan Morris on his left side puts it right past keeper Bill Jones for the first score of Green today, and it's a goal.
You can't give Alan an inch there. He's gonna run all day on you.
Right through the middle. That's Alan's zone.
Right out to Tree. Tree's got a hand pass up to Paul.
Tree goes
just over him. That's all right. He collects it right off the wall.
Tree with a shot on goal. Attempted to be caught by Phil Fuchs, but he couldn't collect it. Brian Murphy shot saved by Phil Fuchs, going in top shelf. Paul Anderson collecting now, passing to Brian Murphy. What is he going to do with it? And Brian Murphy takes his point again. Wow, great defense by Green so far in the game.
This has been a great showing so far for sure.
6 minutes in. Bill Jones having trouble collecting it, but he does come away with it. To Travis Schaefer, who puts it up to Tree. Covered by new recruit Mark.
Gray's doing a really good job of working the whole field, getting just taking a nice short pass.
You do see Tree running up and down that field a lot this game, which is great. He's got those long legs. He's putting them to use. All right, in front of the goal, collected by Phil. Pass to Rowdy. Who puts it up to Kevin Hobbins, who can't collect, but quickly collects it off the ground. Not quite yet. All right, now he's got it. Pass to Alan Morris, who tries to hit, looks like Eli on the run there.
Ooh, Rowdy just missed.
Rowdy right in front of the goal, just wide. All right, Chris Lane taking off. Going to get his name on the stat sheet here, it looks like. With a goal. Ooh. Great goal by Chris Lane running up the sideline.
That's the thing about indoor here. You can take the full back and push him right all the way up forward.
Yeah, exactly. Likewise, Alan Morris ran with him that whole way, and he was all the way back too. Now they're just resetting to get back in their position. All right. Marcus Kennedy fighting for it in the corner against Heath Moore. Phil Fuchs passes to Ryan Dowling, who has room but does not get the lift right away. Brian's able to reset. Right to Alan Morris, who could not collect that out of the air. Gets a lift. Takes a point, but it's wide. Puck out by Bill Jones. Bill Jones to Brian Murphy. It does not go exactly to him.
Getting collected by Marcus Kennedy back there. Getting a big shot out to the corner, just clearing it out of there.
Just grazed the roof there. No touch. Oh, here we go. Goal scoring opportunity, and Kevin Hobbins finishes it. Well done.
That was a kick in, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was almost a kick in, but he able to get a stick on it.
All right.
Yep.
Murphy burned Rowdy there.
Brian Murphy burns his defender, puts it in the goal. It is 8-3, Green leading. Puck out, trying to go to Alan Morris, but instead in the arms of Derek Hayes, who takes his point. It is now 9-6. Excuse me, it's 9-6 for Green. Or sorry, 9-6 for Gray. I said Green earlier. In Green,
now it's 9-9.
Alan Morris sneaks a goal right past Bill Jones. I believe that is a shot from Brian Murphy. That's a point. Gets past the Green offense and the Gray defense right to Bill Jones. Bill Jones pucking it out, trying to go to the corner. Phil Fuchs calling for it in the corner. Marcus trying to point, and it was a great strike, great distance, good power, but it just sails wide. Phil Fuchs trying to go for the corner, but no one there. No one there, huh? Bill Jones running, passing to Brian Murphy, who's able to get a stick on it and collect. Covered by Rowdy. very well. He can do nothing but pass. Cut off by Eli, who's going for his first score as a hailstone. Doesn't get it. Blocked down by Tim Murphy. Bill Jones running, soloing. Craig right on his tail. Bill Jones pops it up, goes to Heath, but denied by Marcus Kennedy. Bill Jones collects it. Weak side. And he goes sails wide. Bill Jones jogging back to the goal. Brian Murphy collects. What is he going to do with it?
Passing it right back.
Looks like he was maybe going for a pass, but it's just squeaks by goalie Phil Fuchs. Phil Fuchs with the pass to Alan Morris, who collects right away and goes for a hard shot on goal, but instead takes his point. Based by the reaction, I believe Alan Morris was going for a goal, but takes his point. Bill Jones to Brian Murphy, covered by Rowdy, deflects to new recruit Liam Jones, who tries to flick it to Brian Murphy. Doesn't quite go through, but Brian Murphy collects anyway. To Derek Hayes, who now decides to go on a run. This past his defender. It's a shot, perhaps on goal, but it goes over the bar for a point. Derek Hayes. Puck out right to Craig Wagner. What is he going to do with it? Allen in support. But Travis passes in front of the goal mouth to Brian Murphy. Brian Murphy passes up the field to Tim Murphy. Collected by Rowdy. Puts a shot on goal just wide. Brian Murphy has the puck again. Brian Murphy up to Derek Hayes. That was deflected now. It's to Liam Jones, who gets a lift. Oh, almost on his first try, but actually drops it in front of the goal mouth. And here goes Eli. Pass right to Alan Morris. Saved by Bill Jones.
Down by Bill Jones and pushed in by Connor D.
Excuse me, that was not Eli. That was, in fact, Connor D. Bill Jones, big puck right to Tim Murphy. What is he going to do with it? Tries to double it up. Does not work. And now we have new recruit Mark trying to lift. Could not get the lift, but scooped up by Derek Hayes instead, who takes his point. Now we see in this game a lot of points being taken, a lot more effective than Maroon taking points last game, I feel like. When it's a close game, points are huge, and it has been a close game so far. 13 minutes in, and that is Alan Morris in the corner taking a shot at keeper Bill Jones, sneaking by him. Now Green is up by 1, 16-15. Phil Fuchs collects in the corner. Phil Fuchs grounds it to Alan Morris, who collects it first try, even though being covered by Derek Hayes. And Ross is going to get him for a foul. Alan Morris lining up to take the free for Green. Perhaps Derek wants to get on the goal line. Yes, keeper Bill Jones says it, but he's taking it right now. Saved by Travis off his hand. Saved and then put back in by, it appears to be Connor.
Shaking in the hand, but it looks like he's okay. It's always a scary thing reaching up with your hand on a quick shot like that.
It's true. We've all been there. Something hits a hurley or a ball's hit our hand. We've looked at it, and usually it turns out all right, but it is a scary thing. So it looks like Liam Jones getting tied up with his own teammate Travis Schaefer. Travis Schaefer comes away with it to Brian Murphy. Brian running, burns 2 defenders. Shot on goal, and it does not go in. Snagged by goalkeeper Phil Fuchs. Now Travis getting on the scoreboard, and he will with the point. Bill Jones pushing the ball out to Travis Schaefer. Tries to go to Liam in front of the goal. Liam cannot collect, and now he's covered by 2 Green people. Kevin Hobbins comes away with it. Attempts to hand pass to Alan Morris, but cannot get it off. Alan Morris going all the way back to Marcus Kennedy, who shoots, goes wide, but Kevin Hobbins is right there, but cannot collect. Travis Murphy in the corner. Travis Schaefer in the corner. Back to Bill, who gets a puck right to Phil Fuchs.
Coast to coast, right back to Phil.
Phil Fuchs, who almost goes right back to Bill Jones, but collected by Travis Murphy, who's trying to go to Brian Murphy, but it's collected by Phil. Brian going to unmarked Marcus Kennedy in the middle. Now I got Eli running through the middle. Will he go there? No. right
Bouncing
to
shot right up to
Travis. Wow, Travis playing defense. You normally in indoor you'd see Travis playing an offensive role, but he's doing a very good job on defense this game. That's Alan Morse with a hand pass to Kevin Hobbins, who just about burns Liam, but can't connect that. Can't collect it. That's Chris to the corner. Scrum in the corner, and Brian Murphy gets past Rowdy and goes for a goal. You know, sometimes it's not really the defender's fault. With the skill of Brian Murphy and breaking away and just the power that he can hit on the run, it's
not much you can always do about that.
Exactly. Tree fighting for it in the middle, covered by Eli. Tree cannot lift. He's forced to try to perhaps kick it back to.
Legs get tied up between Alan Morris and Chris Lane.
And Chris Lane fouls Alan Morris for an easy goal. Bill Jones frustrated. Perhaps not with the call, but Chris Lane was right in his field of view. This new recruit, Mark, who actually collects it right out of the air and continues to run with it, but cannot get a shot off. Covered by Tree. Too hard.
Marcus with a nice easy kick out to Allen. Taking a shot. Goes a bit wide, but comes off the boards and
collected by Hobbins to Marcus Kennedy. Saved by Bill Jones. Now, that is a Bill Jones save. That is a routine save. It was right up by his head. Was able to knock it down perfectly. Chris Lane almost touches the ceiling with that pass, but it just sails right to Phil. Alan Morris. See, and that's Alan Morris right there. He could have taken his point, realized that he had space, took a few steps up, puts it right in the corner, but it was actually a very good save by Bill Jones. Brian Murphy's got it now, and blocked down by Rowdy. That is great defense by Rowdy. Rowdy's still defending him.
It's exactly how you have to cover Rowdy there.
Mm-hmm. And even after a scrum like that, it's in hurling.
It's still tough.
Yeah, it's still tough, and it just takes a lot out of you. A great block down. Blockdowns are a great feeling, especially on Brian Murphy, the league's lead scorer this year and last year. Mark Sandy flips to Phil Futz, who puts it up to Alan Morris. Alan Morris wanting a goal again to his left side, and he puts it in the corner. Bill Jones didn't even go for the save. Probably couldn't have gotten a stick on it, and it also looked like it might have gone a little bit wide, but instead it sails into the corner. Bill Jones trying to float one to Tree, but instead collected by Mark out of the air, who attempts a pass to Rowdy. He'll get it. Rowdy going to Kevin Hobbins in the corner, unmarked. Kevin Hobbins
shoulder and falls back.
Kevin Hobbins getting tripped up. It may have been a shoulder to the chest by Chris Lane. They're going to back the ball up, and it looks like Rowdy will take a free for Green. Scratch that. Rowdy will go back on defense, and Allen will take the free. So Brian Murphy, so far, not that much of a factor. I think he does have a few goals, a few points.
Yeah, he's got a couple points, couple goals here, but Green's been doing a really good job of keeping at least one guy on him pretty much all the time, not giving him any free space as much as they're capable of.
Now that was a routine location, very, very fast shot. Tree and Paul Anderson talking, but neither of them can pick it up. Eli hand passes to Marcus, who's running to the sideline, puts it through the middle. Bill Jones coming out to stop that, along with Chris Lane before Craig Wagner can get a hand on it. Now Brian Murphy's got it. Now Brian Murphy with lockdown coverage from Rowdy. That is a live ball. Now that was a live ball, but Ross saw it bounce off the glass, and he either thought it was a point or it was a wide ball. But in indoor, if it is a wide ball and it bounces off the glass, it's still in play. It's only a dead ball if it hits the net. It did not hit the net, so a little confusion there.
I think they're going to give him a puck out just for being a wide because of the whistle.
Yep. Unmarked Marcus Kennedy in the middle, picked up by Paul Anderson. Marcus Kennedy tries to go to Craig Wagner, but is stopped by Chris Lane. Chris Lane, will he go on a run? He does. Chris Lane soloing right into. He burns Marcus Kennedy with a shot on goal, but a very nice save by Phil. Now Rowdy up to Marcus, who gets there before Paul. Marcus covered by two people. That's Connor D fighting for it with Paul Anderson right in front of the booth here. Paul Anderson going to Tree, sails past him, goes to veteran Heath Moore. The
Paul
ball
had a
ends
bit of
up
a
in
trouble scooping it up and flipped it right over to Brian Murphy, who got his nice point.
And there's our leading scorer. To Allen, who sneaks past Heath Moore. Just a blistering shot right in the upper corner, right past Bill Jones. Bill Jones puck out off Connor Drilishek, but right to Brian Murphy, who looks like he's up to his normal self again, goes for the goal and gets it. Phil Feuds puck out to the feet of Alan Morris, sneaks past him, goes to Craig Wagner in the corner. Craig Wagner with a shot on goal, deflected by Tim Murphy and then stopped by Bill Jones. Bill Jones cut off by Brian Murphy, and now Brian Murphy, what is he going to do with it? With the lockdown defense of Rowdy right in front of him the whole game, who's been doing a phenomenal job on defense.
Fantastic so far.
That's Lane in the corner, attempting to go to Tree, but blocked by Alan Morris, who has snuck all the way back to a defensive position, doing a great job covering Chris Lane. And Alan Morris with another score. He has been having a great game, Alan.
Alan is going to be pushing Murphy here for top scorer today.
Easily. But,
Ooh,
but Brian Murphy attempts to take off a little push in the back by Connor. And
Rowdy was a bit close there.
Rowdy was a bit close, but you know, sometimes that's what you got to do. Green was not ready, but now Green has a chance to set up.
Should get another free in here.
And he decided to move it up a few yards because of the foul committed by Rowdy standing too close to the puck out. 3 Green on the line. Derek is also on the line. Brian Murphy, shot on goal, snuck by 3 Green defenders right in the net. Now Phil Feuds right to Allen, who collects it out of the air. Blocked down by Derek Hayes. Derek Hayes still playing defense on Allen. Allen goes to the corner to Craig Wagner, covered by Liam Jones. Tim Murphy swoops in to try to deny that pass across the goal. Collected now by
Connor D. We got a bit of a scrum going on here.
Tree. Cannot pick it up, but Derek Hayes is doing it all himself. Clears it up the field and now is going to attempt a pickup. Running through the middle. Shot on goal, and it goes in. Derek Hayes, 3 points, putting Gray right back in the game. Green puck out right to Alan Morris. Alan Morris is going to go for it himself, and he gets it. An easy goal. Little mismatch. A new player in Liam Jones on Alan Morris. That shot by Brian Murphy, deflected off of Rowdy. Still sails into the goal past Phil Feuds. Still extremely fast, even with that speed taken off from the deflection. That's that was Marcus going to the corner, but collected by Bill Jones. Bill Jones just misses the net. That would have been a sideline cut. But instead it's collected by Rowdy. Ross is going to get Tree for a foul on Alan Morris. And that is a dangerous place to commit a foul, especially with Alan Morris, a veteran free taker and goal scorer on Green, taking a free from so close up. And it looks like Gray's going to have 3 people on the line. Liam out covering Kevin Hobbins, and Mark unmarked. Alan Morris goes for the goal, but it's a great save by Bill Jones. Bill Jones and Kevin Hobbins fighting for it against the boards. Still fighting. Travis Schaefer comes away with it. Travis going on a run. Travis passes to the middle, perhaps a little mishit to Marcus Kennedy, who cannot collect. Right back to Travis. Now here goes Brian Murphy. 1 defender, 2 defenders. Marcus still on him, and that is
called on a foul.
I'm not sure that was entirely a foul. That looked like great defense from Marcus Kennedy, but a foul was called. There was a little roughhousing. Brian Murphy ends up on the ground after taking an off-kilter shot. That's usually a sign that something went wrong in that little scrum. But Brian Murphy free, and he takes his point. just in his frustration, he was going for a goal. With 57 seconds left in the half, with a tied game, who's going to come out on top in halftime? Alan Morris backing up. Shot on goal, deflected off Heathmore, collected by Bill Jones. Bill Jones running around Kevin Hobbins, goes to Tree, who cannot collect but breaks free of Marcus Kennedy. Against the boards, trying to collect, running through the middle.
Tight coverage by Marcus.
Attempts a hand pass, but it looks like defended a little bit too hard, and it drops harmlessly to the ground. 26 seconds left in the half. Kick by Tree, trying to go to Brian Murphy. Stopped by Rowdy. Rowdy's going on a run. Covered by Liam Jones. That's good coverage by Liam, stepping in there. And collected by Travis. 16 seconds left in the half. Brian Murphy's got it with Tree open. Brian Murphy takes his point. With 9 seconds left in the half, can Green get a quick puck out and a score? I'm not sure.
Brian was definitely looking for a goal there.
1.
Nope,
Travis
Gray,
cannot take his point in time, and that's your half. At the half, we have Gray, 34, Green, 33.
This has been an incredibly close game so far, and like you said, the points are usually you don't want to look for points as much, and you want to be looking for goals, but this has been so close that these points are coming in big.
They really, really are. I mean, you can tell Brian Murphy taking a few of his points from the middle of the field instead of maybe trying to burn the veteran defender Rowdy and try to get a goal. He takes his point, and those are definitely coming in handy. In fact, up by 1. So every point matters in this game. A couple of point attempts by both teams that sailed either wide of the goal or harmlessly for another point. Got to lock in those goal scoring opportunities. And right now we are going for a interview on the field with Captain Chris Lane.
Hi, I'm here with Chris with the Gray team. So, Chris, how do you think you're going to keep up the lead in the second half? Sounds like a good strat. One more question. What's for breakfast? Gotcha. Back to you.
And that was Liam Jones for Gray, interviewing his captain, Chris Lane. So it appears that for Green, their biggest threat right now would be Alan Morris. What do you think Gray has to do to shut him down this half?
I think they just got to keep tight on Allen. They're giving him a little bit too much space. They're giving him 1 or 2 extra steps, and that's all he needs to be able to break free and get that goal.
You see a couple times, rookie defender Liam Jones back there covering him, and that just can't work. I think the game plan going in this and how they lined out was Chris Lane marking Alan Morris, but like we said earlier, Chris Lane, can't be marking him all the game. He has to go on runs. He has to pass. He's a captain. I'm sure he's addressing it with his team right now. As for Green, it's still a close game. Gray could be up right now. What does Green have to do to ensure that they win their game?
Same thing. I think this one's going to come down to a lot of defense. Green's got a big scorer in Allen. Gray's got a huge scorer in Brian Murphy. Either team really just needs to make sure to shut down the other one and just feed it up to their big players.
Brian Murphy, still a threat in this game with 5 goals, and Alan Morris with 4. Those are your leading scorers for the game for either team. And Brian Murphy also with 5 points. So Rowdy really locking him down, forcing him to take his points, forcing him to maybe take an off-kilter shot that doesn't go in the goal. But Brian Murphy still being able to fight through the veteran defensive Rowdy and score all those points for his team.
Yeah, this has been a great showing, and kind of like I was talking about at the beginning of the game, Bill Jones is coming up with a lot of big saves back in goal there, which has been fantastic to watch. There's definitely stopping a lot of Green goal attempts.
It's true. good puck outs from either goalie, and Phil early on had a lot of very good saves above his head, to the side. A couple diving saves from Phil, which is great to see. Bill Jones, shots from very close in the goal, trying to get a stick on it, and is making a few key saves, but the shots of Alan Morris are so fast, and a lot of them are still right in the corner. There's no time to get the stick on it.
So yeah, fast and well placed are two big things that Allen's really good at, and you can't save them all for sure.
All right, with 1 minute left, it looks like the teams are getting their formation again. And it looks like instead of Phil in goal, they're going to have Fergal Crowley in goal for the second half. What do you think of that decision, Logan?
I'm okay with that. Fergal has got quite a bit of pretty good experience playing goal. I've had him play there a few times with me before, and he's a solid goalie. He's pretty great puck outs, and
a great defender, and that can transfer to playing goalie as well. Phil Futz is playing defense on Paul Anderson. Here we go, throw into Rowdy and Brian is able to come away with it right away. Covered by Rowdy, and that's a block down. Rowdy still covering Brian. Brian right to new goalie, Fergal. Fergal tries to go out and is almost collected by Phil. Little tap from Paul Anderson to Rowdy. Rowdy puts it over the bar. Just like that. Tie game. Bill Jones puck out to Paul Anderson, who collects it right now. Attempting to run past Phil. Paul bounces harmlessly to Fergal. Stopped by Brian Murphy. Brian Murphy shot on goal. It bounces in. That's another goal for Brian Murphy. Gray up 3. Fergal puck out. Sails to Alan Morris, who can't get a stick on it. The frustration there. Alan Morris, who was covered by Chris Lane. Chris Lane picks it up, goes right to Paul Anderson, who collects right away. Now Paul Anderson's a lefty. He looks like he's going to his right side there, but he gets tripped up, perhaps on himself. Paul Anderson going to his strong side now, attempts to hand pass to Brian. Cannot get it off. Collected by Rowdy, the sharp defensive Rowdy. And now Bill Jones coming out on Alan Morris, trying to shut him down. Heath stepping in goal, and it looks like it was a wide ball, perhaps a 65. Not sure the call. We'll see momentarily. And it appears it is a 65. Great defense by Bill. Maybe that was the new strategy. If Alan Morris is more in front of the goal, we need more people on him. Bottom line, he will get past one defender, one way or another.
Almost every time. Yep. That's
23.5 minutes left in the second half, and Alan Morris looks like he was attempting to pass to Connor. He had a word with him right before he took that puck out, but it is stopped by Heath Moore. Now there's a scrum in the middle of the field. Tree trying to pick it up. Tree kicks to the corner. Tree still going for it. Puts a shoulder on Allen.
A little rough on the boards.
And a little rough on the boards. You got to be careful. Allen looking to take a quick free here. Will he go for his point? Will he score a goal? Shoots on goal. Routine save for Bill Jones. Chris Lane attempted to puck out to Brian Murphy. Cannot get it to him. Rowdy in the corner looking for an open pass. Cut off by Chris Lane. Chris Lane looking across the goal to Heath Moore. Heath Moore collects, covered by Connor Drillshek, and Heath Moore attempts to go to Brian, but it sails into the netting for a sideline cut. Sideline cut being set up by Marcus Kennedy. He will take it. Sideline cut goes to Alan Morris, who can't collect, and now is doubled up by Heath and Chris. Now just Chris. Chris gives him a knee in the back. Oh, we all saw that, Chris.
Trying to get away with a little too much there.
Now pushing and shoving in the boards, Chris. And now free by Alan Morris. A great save by Bill Jones. That was going in the corner, and he gets a stick on it. Pushed out to Chris. And Chris, it looks like Alan Morris was fouled by Chris. Bill Jones lining up to take the free. Can he get on the stat sheet?
No,
he's not going for that. He's going for Brian Murphy. Rowdy tries to go through the middle, but it's collected by Tree. What will he do with it? Can he get his first score of the game? Tries to go to Brian. It's cut off by Phil Futz. Phil Futz on the ground to Kevin Hobbins. Bill Jones runs out to cover him. Kevin was not expecting that one. Bill Jones fighting against the boards, can't get a lift, and he kicks it to Heath Moore, who does get a lift to Brian Murphy. Brian Murphy going to Travis in the corner. Travis tries to break away from Marcus, but the lockdown defense of Marcus, he cannot. And that's Travis with a great shot. Breaks away just for a millisecond from Marcus, gets a shot off on goal, and it sails into the net. Over the goal, of course. That's Chris Lane at midfield with a shot, and that's a goal. And now all of a sudden, Gray up 7 points. That's a huge lead for Gray. Attempted to be collected by Derek. Kevin Hobbins has time to pick it up, and he does. But Derek comes back and covers him. And now he's got a couple runners. Goes to Marcus over his head. And now Derek will swoop in. Passes to Travis. Travis couldn't quite collect. Tries to go to Brian Murphy. And now it's Brian Murphy and Eli fighting for it against the boards. Brian Murphy collects. Goes to Derek Hayes. What will he do with it? Derek Hayes shoots on goal but can't collect. But now he follows his own shot. But wow, way to come out of that goal by Fergal and make sure that Derek cannot get another stick on that. Now Marcus running. What will he do with it? Marcus shoots on goal just wide. Great shot, but just wide. Brian Murphy's able to collect. Brian Murphy in the back. Goes to Travis. Travis got a 2-on-1 with Derek, but Travis shoots on goal and it goes over. That was actually a good save by Fergal. It appears that it might have dropped right behind him. Travis is known to have that knuckleball shot on goal. Now Alan Morris with the ball. Shoots on goal, but a nice little save by Bill. Keeps his composure, doesn't do too much with it, and is able to collect it himself. To Chris Lane, who's got time. Runs,
Oh.
solos. Pass up to Travis. Chris Lane still going on a run. Gets the ball back. Chris Lane trying to break away from two defenders. Gets a left-handed shot off, and a great save by Fergal. Fergal, puck out to Allen, but denied by Derek. And man, Gray doing a great job on defense on Alan Morris this half. In fact, Green only has 1 point in the 6 minutes we've been playing. And that's a wide, but Travis comes back for the putback. Does not get it, collected by Fergal. Phil attempts to puck it out, but it's
still in dangerous
but it's
territory
it's still right in front of the goal, and it is not a goal, but on Tree can't put it back. Phil collects and goes in front of his goal. Marcus was running the other way, so he had to completely stop his roll and collect that ball that rolled in front of the goal. And now Heath and Marcus comes away with it. Marcus himself going for a goal, but it's stopped by Brian Murphy, who's playing in the backfield. Derek Hayes with plenty of time, solos all he wants. Looks for Tree in the middle. Tree collects. Tree breaks away. Tree's got an open shot. Tree with the goal. And that was a great job of Derek looking up for Tree. Great job for Tree calling for it. First time collection by Tree and a goal. Well deserved. And a great defense on Alan Morris right in front of the Gray goal. Brian running. Covered by Rowdy. Great coverage by Rowdy. But man, full speed left-handed shot right in the corner. Nothing you can do about Brian Murphy. And Green with still only 1 point. About 7.5 minutes into the game.
Gray's come out of this halftime pretty sharp.
When Alan Morris not happy with the call. It appears that Alan Morris will get a sideline cut. Is that what's happening? He seems a little upset, but maybe he'll take us free. We'll have to see what that call was on the tapes. And it honestly, I think that went off of Kevin Hobbins, who was parked right in front of the goal. Unfortunate placement. Almost goes in the goal. Might have been off of Gray, but it looked like Kevin Hobbins from here. Bill, way out of his territory. Still trying to cover Alan Morris, and a save by Heath.
Heath, a great go.
Oh man, an amazing save by Heath, and the disappointment on Heath's face as Kevin Hobbins was able to put that back. But you know what? Not Heath's fault. That was a great save by Heath, and honestly, great positioning by Kevin Hobbins for the putbacker. And now Green gets on the board for the second time this half.
Green's really got to make some more scoring opportunities here. We got Tree with the ball right now.
Seriously, that's very true. And Gray, man, have they stepped up their defense this half. It's very apparent.
Slinner's barely made it past midfield, not very often.
Look at that,
this
no
half.
fear. No fear, Derek Hayes jumps in front of the shot of Kevin Hobbins and gets a block. And now Derek collects it himself, looking for an open man. He finds Travis. Oh, the sure hands Travis cannot collect right away, but he breaks away from Phil. Gets a shot that does not have the speed to get there. Collected by Phil, going to Mark. Mark trying to collect, but off the boards cannot. That's Tim Murphy now, trying to collect, but accidentally bumps it to Rowdy after being defended by Travis. I'm sorry, being defended by Mark. And now it's Travis against Mark. Man, Mark really getting after that ball. He wants it in his first indoor game as a Hailstone. And now it's Craig versus Paul Anderson. Or that's Chris, sorry.
Lane.
Chris Lane. Chris Lane to Tree, who's soloing through the middle. Wants to take a goal in front of Mark. Mark attempts a block down, but Tree mishits it. And now must collect it again. Tree still running, attempting to go to Tim Murphy, blocked by Mark. Mark's still going on a run. Rowdy's going for it. And Rowdy's off his man, Brian Murphy, who's on the bench right now. Now this is Green's opportunity to run up the scoreboard. Rowdy's got it, attempts to go for a point, but great defense by Heath Moore. Attempts to go for a goal, great defense by Heath, forced a point. What's Green doing? What is Gray doing really, really well this half, Logan?
They're keeping the ball, like, not even on their side of the field. They're really keeping it. And, well, as I say that, there's a big block down by two Green players. And
Yep.
And
that was a block down, but Connor D could not finish. Uncharacteristic of him. He was a really good finisher in outdoor this year, but could not finish in front of the goal there. Now there's a scrum in the corner, up the sideline. Looks like Connor D has it. Tries to go across the goal, blocked by the hands of Derek Hayes. Derek Hayes now has it, and tries to attempt to pass to the other field, but there's a net in the way. And it's a sideline cut. Sideline goes right to Eli, who's running with it. That was really odd. Just unmarked by Liam Jones. Marcus Kennedy in front of the goal. Oh, and Bill goes.
Allen goes.
Bill goes for the hands. He always tells me he hates going for it with his hands in the goal, and he never tries to do it. But this one time he does it, and look at that, a goal for Green.
I've tried my hand at goalie, and it is my hand that I keep going with.
Yeah, dangerous.
Never a good idea.
You know, it's not that much of a payoff.
No, exactly.
The difference between collecting it out of the air and knocking it to the sideline to be collected by one of your teammates, or just out of the goal box, not that much of a payoff. That's the thing. So Ross has called a throw in, and it'll be thrown into Brian Murphy and Phil Fuchs, who a little prematurely, but then he says back up and he throws it in. Now Brian Murphy, Phil Fuchs fighting for it. Two veterans to this game, indoor especially. And Brian Murphy looking for a call, but does not get it after that scrum. Phil Fuchs out to Eli. Eli running back. Goes for a hand pass across, but stolen by Paul Anderson. Paul Anderson's got an open goal. Paul Anderson does shoots on goal. Save by Fergal. And that's Chris Lane on goal and a save off the thigh of Phil. Man, great positioning by Phil. Sacrificed the body. That's something that he always says. You got to sacrifice the body, and he just did it. That puck tried to go to Marcus, collected by Derek. Derek now to Paul. Paul's got it. Paul's running. Paul right-handed shot to Brian Murphy. What will Brian Murphy do with it?
Brian Murphy scoops it up. He's got two defenders on him, and he takes a big shot.
Wow, takes a point. And up by 7. Now up by 8. That's Gray up by 8. And what was going well for Green last game, which was covering the people that needed to be covered, Brian Murphy, last half, is not going so well for them this half. Now Bill has time to reset his. I'm sure that's what he was trying to do, just reset. And he does, gets a pass, but it's actually stopped by Green. Alan Morris running at him. Alan Morris, left-handed shot, hook by Derek. Great hook by Derek. That could have easily saved a goal right there. That doesn't go on the stat book, but that was a goal save. And in that save, it popped out in front of the goal. There was a scrum, 3 Green men, nothing much you could do, and Green kicks it in. Green with another shot. Looked like Phil was going to take a goal. Passes to Alan Morris with a off-the-board save by Bill. Oh, no. He tries to put it out, and unfortunate by Bill. Tries to get it out of the goal box as fast as he can, and it sails right into the hands of Phil Futes. And just like that, that's how indoor goes, folks. 2 quick goals by Green, and 6 points, only down by 2. Game with 11 minutes left, it is absolutely anyone's game. Liam Jones with a pull on the ground, actually on goal, and a good save by Fergal. Fergal goes to Brian Dowling, who pucks it to the corner, and will they call that a wide or a sideline cut? Could not get the angle from here.
I think it's a sideline cut. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Brian, that is Brian back in the game, covered by Rowdy. And now Rowdy taking Brian on a run. Still going on a run, and a great save by Bill. Right in front of the goal, that was a shot. Able to keep his composure, but then right into the ceiling.
Bill tried to send it back into the corner, and it got under just a little bit too much.
No, that is a blunder, because now Alan Morris gets a free where he likes to take him most, as close as you possibly can to the goal. Kevin Hobbins standing in front of the goal. Alan Morris telling him where to go. One of his last pucks might have been deflected off Kevin Hobbins. And a save right to Bill Jones, and he is fearless coming out. Might have touched that on the ground there. We'll have to see that on the tapes. Alan Morris. Great coverage by Chris Lane. Alan Morris forced to shoot it wide, and now Gray's got an attacking chance here. 4 versus 3. Chris Lane stolen. Chris Lane breaking away to the middle. Hand pass to Brian. Brian, big shot. Deflected off Rowdy, and Fergal. Looks like Fergal had tracked that, but after the deflection, he had to retrack in midair, and it goes into the corner of the goal. Now Alan Morris in front. Wow, what a save! The reaction time was crazy on that. That was awesome. And it's Derek Hayes with plenty of time to get a nice little pass off, cut off by Marcus Kennedy. Marcus and Brian fighting for it, and now that's Liam Jones with a pass across to Travis. What will Travis do? Travis met by Fergal, and he takes a quick ground hurl, but Fergal deflects that. Now Marcus going on a run, covered by Brian Murphy. Little scrum against the boards, a little pushing and shoving. Who will he give it to? Is he giving a throw in?
He's calling a throw in. Yep.
He's giving a throw in, because I definitely agree with that call. It looked like Brian might have started it. Marcus ended it. Let's just give it a throw in, and a great block down, fearless block down by Brian Murphy. Now Rowdy's got away with it, and now Marcus has got it again. Liam on the hook. Liam hooks the wrong side. Marcus is in fact a righty. Got to hook him on the right side if you're going to go for the hook. Bill Jones pucks out to Liam Jones, who's got it. Will he run? No, he's got. That's I think that's something that everybody goes through as a rookie. When you get the ball in your hand, your first instinct is not to run with it.
Yeah, I definitely went through that. I'm still fighting that one.
I think we all are sometimes when you. I am especially. It's scary when you have a couple of defenders in front of you. You don't want to run into them. You want to go for a pass, but you definitely have time to do that. And that was a
big point by
a drive-by by Rowdy, who shoots it and deflects off Heathmore for a point. Heathmore perhaps hurt or tired, but taking a sub after that one. Now, Derek Hayes looking a little bit gassed, too, trying to cover Kevin Hobbins. Kevin Hobbins runs by him. What is Kevin Hobbins going to do? And Kevin Hobbins, a miss hit, covered by Derek Hayes. And now Bill Jones is going to try to get on the stat book. Let's see it. Nope. That's a smart pass by Bill Jones. And Bill Jones still running. He wants it. Here it is. Met by Fergal. Good defense. And Bill Jones with the goal.
There's Bill. That's Bill's first score of the game.
Mm-hmm. Gets on the scoreboard with a goal, but now he's gassed. It's that'll do that to you, being the eldest on the team. It'll gas you if you run the whole field. And now a scrum in front of the goal. Bill did all he could to come out and shut Alan Morris down, but Alan Morris able to get a behind-the-back hit, and it rolls into the goal.
Just to dribble it right in. That's the dangers of leaving an
Gray.
unintended goal.
Gray is up 3 points, 55-52. This is a high-scoring indoor game. High action. Great defense, great offense by both teams, and now Brian Murphy running away with it, covered by Rowdy. Brian Murphy shot on goal, deflected by Fergal. That's a great save by Fergal. Now in the corner, we have Travis, covered by Phil Futes. And now Tree's got it in the middle, covered by 3 men. What can he do with it? Goes for the shot, but it's can't get much of a shot on when you're covered by Phil like that, the veteran defender. Now Rowdy's got it himself on the ground and now he's going across the field to Connor Drillshek. Connor Drillshek shot, and that it looks like might have been a deflection off of Chris Lane. Collected by Bill Jones, puck to ground hurl to Brian Murphy, who blisters it in at Fergal, but it just misses and goes over the bar. And now Fergal accidentally sailing it into the net, and that is, it's not that harmful, but it's a very frustrating thing when it sails into the net in indoor.
Always.
Even more so when it sails into the ceiling, or when it hits the ceiling, because they get a free out of that, and that's just
coming right back at you. Yep.
All right, so now we got a scrum, and Phil Fuchs comes away with it, but Derek Hayes cuts off that pass and does not let Allen even touch it. Derek Hayes right at the feet of Travis Schaefer. Travis Schaefer's looking at what just went by me. Oh, wow. An amazing recovery by Brian Murphy. Out of the air on his stick to his hand, but then a block down by Phil. Phil to Allen. Allen running through 2 people. Couldn't see Allen over the height of Derek and Tree. Now Tree running away with it. Tree attempts to take a score, but the whiff. What does Tree go for? Tree goes for Brian Murphy, a smart pass. And now, look at that defense by Phil. That did look like good defense.
Getting their legs tangled up.
That did look like good defense. There was a little pushing and shoving. And Brian Murphy right at Fergal. Man, Brian Murphy and Phil Fuchs looking gassed. They've been covering each other all game. They've been going at it, and that's a great call for the pass by Brian. Good pass by my dad. Keeper Bill Jones, and that is a goal from midfield from Brian Murphy. So hard, so fast. Sometimes you just can't get your stick on it, and it looks like Green has taken their timeout. A very smart timeout, as Gray has brought their lead from 2 to 10, just like that. And that's indoor for you. 2 quick goals. That's 6 points. That's 6 scoring attempts if you're just going for points.
Such a short field. It's really easy to. The goals come fast. They come often. Green is by no means out of it. The momentum was just shifting towards Gray a little bit too much. So Green took their timeout, which is a great idea.
Our referee Ross Dunford giving us the thumbs up. He's doing a great job so far.
Well, acceptable.
How's it going, Ross? I think that's Ross saying that he called a time. Someone called a timeout and he thought it was over. You don't get off that easy, Ross. You still got a very tight game to ref. And you know what Gray's been doing very well this half is passing, getting it to their lead scorers. And you know what? Their lead scorer is getting it to just the open man.
Yep, that's all they've been having to do, and just getting into anybody that's open and just passing up the field. They've got defensively, they've just had incredible numbers in the back. You do see Brian Murphy when he has one man to beat, he will go for that burn. He will go for the goal by himself. But if he's got 2 men to beat, he knows where he is. He knows his position, and he will pass to the open man. It's the same thing with anyone on Gray this game, really. Green doing a good job of passing, but man, they just really need to step up their goal-scoring opportunities. And one thing that has been huge is shutting down Alan Morris, who I believe might have 1 or 2 goals since the half, but last half having about 4. Yeah, the Gray team is on defense has just been crazy this half, and it seemed like they've always had one extra guy back there.
It's true.
It kind of seems like
the lockdown defense of Derek Hayes and Chris Lane has been unbeatable this game. That's for sure. So there's a puck out from Fergal, a little bit of action, and it sails out of bounds for a Gray sideline cut. Is it a sideline cut or is it a free?
It's a free.
It's a free, and Derek Hayes will step up to take this as Brian Murphy appears to be on the sideline. Saved by Phil, and that's a putbacker by Heath Moore. Look at Heath. Showing his stripes. He's got the star on his jersey, that's for sure. He's actually playing as a sub, but he does have a 5-man star. He does have a 5-season star on his jersey, showing it in front of the goal. And that is a pass that sails into the net for a Gray sideline. Gray sideline collected by Marcus, running right back, but look at Tree with the pursuit, those long legs putting to work. And now Derek, cannot get the lift the first time, and now he's forced to play on the ground. Heath Moore's playing on the ground. We got 5 Green in front of the goal on defense now. And now Green needs to go on a little run here. They got too many men back. Attempts to a pass to Marcus. Marcus pucks it up to the only Green up there. Alan Morris goes by him. Bill is taking his time. He knows he's winning. He's running out the clock, and he gets a good pass right to the corner to Heath Moore, who cannot collect. That was close. Fergal's got it. Fergal running. Fergal passes. Collected by Connor D, who goes on a run, covered by Paul Anderson. Connor D is almost alone, but he passes back to Brian Dowling, who's going on a run. Right back to Connor D. He's in front. He can't collect. Oh, no, that would have been a great goal-scoring opportunity for Connor D. Alan Morris by himself. Looks like he's going to turn back, but still runs through 2 defenders to his left.
Still makes the space.
And Bill Jones showing his frustration. That was frustrating as Alan Morris looked like he just ran by 2 defenders, but that was a well-earned goal. All of a sudden, 10-point game again. 2 minutes left. Green's still going to have to step it up if they're going to win a 10-point deficit. Rowdy's running. Rowdy's looking. Rowdy goes to Phil. Phil is calling for it, and he collects. What is he going to do with it? Phil's running. Phil shoots, but Derek Hayes is right there and blocks a shot down before he can even swing. And look at that collection by Derek Hayes. Wow, really stepping it up this game for Gray, Derek Hayes. That's a pass to Heath Moore, who has it in front of the goal, who's playing a little bit of soccer. Can he get it in? He was calmly playing soccer, thinking he could score a goal, but the pursuit by Fergal didn't let that happen.
No call. Looks like some of the Gray thought that was a goal there, but
and that's Alan Morris. Nothing he can do around the rock solid defense of Chris Lane. And Derek goes for the kick, blocked down by Kevin Hobbins. Now Phil Fuchs has got it. Kicks it to Alan Morris. Does Alan Morris have it? He does, and he goes to Phil Fuchs. This should be an easy goal. Oh, man, that might have been the save of the century if Bill Jones had gotten a stick on that. But with 1 minute and 15 seconds left in a 7-point lead, Green is still going to have to step it up.
This game is by no means over yet, but it's.
But Green
Green's
will
got
have
the
to
work
start.
cut out for him.
Green will have to start cutting off passes. They can win. They just got to step it up right now. And as I say that, Brian, what's the call? Ross? What's the call, Ross? He blows the whistle on what appeared to be a live ball. Now play is stopped. He awards them a point. It's a great puck out with 45 seconds left, and it appears they are perhaps too far back. 7 points back might be too far for Green with 30 seconds left. Cut this off, and they might have a chance, and they do. Phil Fuchs, but Travis is right there. 29 seconds left to Kevin Hobbins. Kevin Hobbins shoots. It's got to go in the goal. It does not. It goes to Alan Morris, who shoots, but he misses on the ground. Alan Morris picking up, defended by Bill Jones, who's off his line, as usual. When is he ever on his line? 20 seconds left. A scrum forward in front of the goal. 13 seconds left.
Chris Lane comes
away with it, and I think everybody
puts it right into the rafter.
Right in the rafters, and everybody is winding down as the ball gets stuck in the net. A little help from our adoring fans, and that is your game, ladies and gentlemen. 54-65 for Gray. And that is Gray's second win of the season and the first loss for Green. Gray's now 2-0, and man, they are a threat.
They are looking incredible here. You can't seem to cover Brian Murphy. It's just been insane.
It's true. I mean, one strategy is put 2 men on him, but what does that do? That totally frees up another man. Brian's a smart player. He'll pass, and you can't just leave your man in indoor. We've seen and time again in indoor games, you leave a man. It just won't work at Michael J. Stotts Field. So that's your game, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. This is Connor Jones
and Logan Spillner
signing off.